People think that entrepreneurship is all about the business.
That's not true. Absolutely not true. Once you know yourself, who you are, what do you want, what you already know within yourself, you will definitely be successful. That I guarantee you.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Personal Development for Entrepreneurs. I'm Ikram with my mentor and friend Dr. Venga here.
Hi.
In today's episode, we want to discuss habits, how to establish good habits. And the reason I want to discuss this with you today, Dr. Venga, is because I was ill for a while. I had dengue last 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And all these good habits that I had developed, waking up at 5 in the morning, journaling, writing, goal review and all this had to take a backseat for a while I was recovering. And getting back into that momentum, sort of like re-establishing those habits is tough. And so it got me thinking, how do we establish good habits and how do we maintain those habits?
Okay.
Hopefully you can enlighten us today.
Well, let me try. First of all, Ikram, understand this, okay? If you had dengue, that means your immune system within your whole body, it was not very good at the point in time when you got the dengue hit you. Your immune system was not good. So what does that mean? That means somewhere along the line, you have allowed your immune system to drop. It was not at its peak. All immune system must be at the peak. But look at it this way. Now that you've got the dengue, this means you must develop back your immune system back again. And on top of that, it might even help you with the dengue because dengue virus is connected to the coronavirus 19. It is
I read a report that said
yes, exactly.
If you get dengue, you might become
Immune.
a bit immune towards.
I don't know. I would be scared to use the word immune, but it's a cohabit.
It builds
virus
defense.
Defense improve. But Ikram, you must understand that if you allowed your immune system drop down, there's something that you have done during the period when you say you were building up habits and all that, you may have overdone it or you may have stretched it a lot more than what it can accept. So this is very important, Ikram. I hope you learn. Sure. And I hope those of you listening to me also will listen to this, okay? You see, you must recognize from the period when you feel that your resistance is low. How do you recognize it? Like, for instance, you're very tired. You feel very tired. You're not eating well, and there's no appetite, and you're not happy to do things, and you feel a bit. I'll do it tomorrow. Those are symptoms that tell you that your immune system is dropping. So you must immediately pick it up and do something else, which I can tell you even now at my age. See, I will not let go my every morning 5-mile walk, which I do on the treadmill. I will never ever let it go. I'll keep on doing it. Why? Because that tells me that my immune system is okay. I got to keep on building it. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the kind of food I eat. One of the things that is dangerous, and please forgive me if I say this, I hope you all don't misunderstand me. That is, that when you eat outside food, when you buy food from outside, that is not healthy for the moment. And the more food you eat outside, the more unhealthy you become. Does that mean I'm against restaurant? No. But because we're in the recovery period and all that, with this, as far as possible, try to eat your own food. Buy your fresh vegetables. You see, some of the vegetable that you buy is maybe 2 days old, 3 days old. Okay, a week maybe, no? But vegetable come from Australia. I ask you to ask yourself, if it is coming by ship, how long will it take to come from Australia? So the food is already 3 months old, no? 4 months old, no? Yeah? So we are maybe eating food, and that probably, that's the immune system part of it. Please take care of that. The second part of it is how to get back to where you were before. So now, then you must understand, you must look at it this way. The mind. Look at your mind. The English word mind does not say very much. No? And because it doesn't say very much, people use the word very loosely, not even understanding what is mind, Just remember this. The mind means only one thing. That is the entire total body. The whole human body is the mind. And it contains 16 parts. Okay, and this is, you can find this in any Indian languages, specifically Tamil languages. Also Sanskrit, you'll find that 16 parts. Okay, so let's get down to what we understand. Okay, now in the mind, to bring the 16 part, I'll spend here 16 days. So let's leave that and talk about it in a simpler way. Four parts, no? 4 simple parts. And they are like this. The first part is intellect. The second part is identity. The third part is memory. And the fourth part is intelligence. We mistake intellect for intelligence. This is the problem. Intellect is a very sharp instrument. It's always dissecting things. It is the function of the intellect to question, which is the only one thing that is used by schools, by the Western education form. Everything has to be physically seen, measured, cut, and measured again. Intellect. Okay. Now, this part is useful, but it's one of the reasons why we are very compulsive in our behavior is because of intellect. Now, the intellect cannot work on its own. It depends very largely, extremely largely, on the way you have already decided who you are. That means identity. I am an Indian, I am a Muslim, I am a Christian, I am a Hindu, I am a Chinese, I am this, I am that. These two comes together. Intellect and also identity. Very important. I love my country. Identity. I am nationhood. Identity. You want to be identified with your neighbor, your kampong, and so on and so forth. With food, and there's millions of things that you identify with. So the intellect enjoys this, and voila, you're there already. And together, these two together, store it in the what you call memory. And you have developed a hell of a lot of memory from the time you came out of your mother's womb. So 3 things, intellect, identity, and memory. They click together. Now, all that habit, the good habit that you develop, is also in the memory. But because you're ill, because you're not well, what has happened is it needs energy to activate the good habits, which means consciousness. You must be conscious. But because you are so tired and recovering, that part of your memory, a bit battery low, low battery.
Low battery.
So low battery. And that's why quickly the memory will take over whatever old things that you are doing. It drags you back. So it's easy. No need to put pressure, no need to do more things. It's there. Part of the reasons why people fail in diet, in exercise and all that is because they want to do it. Not that they don't want to do it, but because their voltage, not enough power. Where you get the power? Consciousness. You must become very conscious. Now, Ikram, very important for you, okay? Because you've gone through this illness and all that, don't jump in, I want to do 100 meter now in 2 seconds. No, cannot. You must start slowly, build it up. Bring up your consciousness slowly. At the same time, you cannot erase what's already inside your memory. You can overwrite on top of that. So you go back to your writing habit, which you already have.
Yep.
Go back. I must do this. I must get up in the morning 6 o'clock. Bring up your energy slowly. But it's okay. As you explained just now, you put the alarm to get up at 5 o'clock, but it's because your body is not fully recovered. Ikram, important. Very important that I hope from now on, at least, eat only home cooked food.
Yep.
Because your home cooked food, your wife will do her very best. That home cooked food will be fresh vegetables, fresh meat, fish. It's okay. Don't eat meat, fish, okay. But it will give you more and more energy. And also at the same time, you must ask yourself, this mind I told you, it is constantly dragging away to all sorts of unnecessary things. Your past, what happened with you, your dad and mom and what, all those things will come to you because it is in a period of relaxation. The memory will release that completely. So you'll be in a world of your own. So that doesn't need any conscious effort. It doesn't require any energy. At the lowest voltage, it'll keep on bringing out all the memories of the past, which you must have enjoyed.
Yes.
So
yes.
be aware. That's it. What can you do? Nothing. Be aware. Now, slowly, you got to power up. You got to power up, meaning that you must power up your consciousness, your own awareness, becoming aware. You see, conscience is everywhere. It's there. But everywhere is conscious. Everybody is conscious, except the degree of consciousness, as they call it, or, hey, is this the right thing to do? You never question. Okay? Here the intellect will come in already and dissect it. Well, last time with my father, all sorts of memories will come and it'll keep on dissecting, looking at the same thing 360 different ways times 360 degrees. It'll keep on looking at it and dissecting it and happily doing, because why? Low voltage, no need any consciousness. It'll keep on working and then you will drop in your performance. But that is also because health-wise you're not good yet. So build up the power, eat good food, rest well, and maybe now, instead of your normal 7 hours, you may need 8 hours of rest. Even in the afternoon, maybe rest a little bit, meaning recover. Wake up when you want to wake up. Don't wake up because the clock says wake up. Don't. So practice already now, okay? You say, hey, I want to get up at 5. Just think of 5 o'clock, okay, before you go to bed, okay? Keep thinking about the clock, 5 o'clock, go to bed. If you don't get up at 5 o'clock, so what have you lost? Nothing, no? So let it gradually come up. Don't force it. When you force it, that means you need more energy. That means more consciousness. Then you will not sleep very well. That also is bad. So how do you work this out? Balance it out. All this is a balancing of it, okay? But it's good. Okay, first, let me repeat. First, you got dengue because your immune system brought you down. Okay, now, having got it, now this new dengue, this virus dengue, if you go to some literature, they'll tell you version what dengue got into you. The test would have shown, but they won't probably tell you that. This is not the same dengue that came 50 years. I also went through hemorrhagic fever. I've been through that, okay? But may not be the same because it's also mutated and become greater in the way it is getting into human to survive. See, dengue gets into you to survive. That's it. So now that particular virus is getting into your system. It is getting into you have millions of billions of virus already inside you. So this fella has to find its space. It'll take some little time for it to settle in and live happily ever after with you. Okay? You understand?
Yep.
But it would probably help you not to get infected with COVID-19, which seem to be coming in so rapidly now. Last few days are terrible. Huh? Okay, but never mind. So the question is this. How do I go back to my old habit in your case? The good ones. Okay. Also recognize that you must now become a little conscious. I want to wake up tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Even now as we are talking, you register that. Slowly get there. All those habits that you were doing and suddenly you don't want to do, you feel tired, is simply because it doesn't want you to be conscious. Consciousness requires energy.
Can I interject
Yes.
for a short while,
Yes.
Venga? you've mentioned consciousness a lot.
Yes.
Raising the level of consciousness. How do we raise our level of consciousness?
Very good. Very good question. You see, because I told you, remember just now, you have three things. Number one, you have this intellect, you have this identity, you have the memory.
Yep.
The last one I told you, intelligence, I have not even touched it. Let's leave it there. These three things is extremely important. It is constantly working together. Without identity, intellect won't work. Without memory, intellect won't work. So it needs a three component in one working together all the time.
Yep.
Okay? Now this is unconscious activity, or what you will call subconscious thinking. People use those kind of very generally. Okay? Because you are there unconscious or subconscious, or you're doing this routinely, habit is sitting there. So it'll go back to this whatever it was doing before, habitually doing it. In order for you to get out of that, you need to recognize, hey, I'm doing these old things, which is what I don't want to do. When you say that, you become aware. You can just do it and stop there, or go one step further. What am I going to do about it? Then you awaken your awareness to the first level of consciousness. Then you find that you're doing it. As you're doing it for 10, 15, 20 minutes, thinking about it, it'll drag you to those old thing again. Now, you must pull back again. You must become conscious again. So, you become level 2, level 3, slowly. How do you do that? Simple, only one thing. Sit down and write. No? As you are looking at new things to do, you write that down and focus on the things that you want to do. Like as an example, I got to wake up tomorrow at 5. I want to wake up tomorrow at 5. Why I want to wake up? Because I want to do this or do that. You create that consciousness in your entire mind. What you are trying to do at the same time, while suppressing this intellect, okay, your identity and your memory, to slow down. It must be there. You want to awaken while being conscious. Slowly, you are trying to activate your intelligence also. Because in that intelligence work as a silo, it has no connection to all these three things I talked about, meaning your intellect, your identity, and your memory. Intelligence is separate by itself. It's a separate thing altogether. These three can work together. Intelligent, if this is actively working, intelligent will sit down and do nothing. Just sit there. Oh, let you do. Because it's okay what? You're alive. You're okay. Don't interfere. Let them go on, okay? But as long as these three things are active, this fellow will sleep. So now, how do I raise this intelligence? Is number one, becoming conscious. Level of consciousness must constantly increase. Because it is not the intention of these three things to suppress you or not to make you effective, but because you got nothing to do, so it'll use very low energy. You know a fact, 20% of your energy that you have, this pure energy that you have, okay? I don't know how many kilowatts of that energy you and I carry, okay? It's a lot, by the way, friend. These three fellas, okay, are using 20% of that energy. Can you imagine? 100%, okay? You see the stomach is working, digesting food, the kidney is working, all that. Huh? How is that powered? This fellow. So it takes 20% of the usable energy that you have and then channels it at any one given time. Huh? Sometimes you raise it. When suddenly you work a long time, you work, you feel like a headache, you feel your head a bit heavy, a little pain here, eyes and all that. You think you got blood pressure. No. It's telling you, hey, I'm overworking. I'm using a lot of energy. It must have happened to you.
Yep.
When you work sometime, you feel like your headache. I also do get, even now I get it. So what do? I drop everything and walk around a little bit. Okay? Cut everything down. Go and see stupid picture TV. Okay? That's it. Rest and start all over again. So this is how you activate. When you are very conscious, you will have all this pain, your eye. Sometimes you think your spectacle is not correct. You want to change it, but it's not that. It's because you're working so much energy is being used, it is dragging you away. Because these three things come together, don't need energy. Happily can do. Talk about the old thing, what happened 40 years ago, what happened with this and that, all the good and bad things. Bad things you very seldom will remember. The good things you'll remember. Okay? So it will by itself swimming along. Then it doesn't use so much of energy. And then it channel that energy into other parts, which is your kidney, your liver, the whole system in your body takes over. Okay? It's when you are aggressively using your energy to look at it consciously, you get all this problem. The idea is, in a way, for the body to balance it. Because if you work like that, you actually can burn to death. Ikram here now, Ikram no more there. You can burn yourself. Yep, you understand? So consciousness is a process. You must take it slowly. And when you take it up slowly, one of the things that you do is to recognize that that's what you're working on. That's why the writing gives you that immediately vision that I'm doing this. Why am I doing it? I want to improve my whatever I'm doing. So you are constantly reminding yourself to become aware, and from awareness, bring it to a conscious level. This is what you must do in everything. And then you can never ever erase whatever you have in your memory. Good habit, bad habit, you cannot take a rubber and erase it, cannot. Or go to the neurosurgeon, okay, and ask him to remove one part of your brain. If you remove it, totally lost, no? You can't do that, okay? So what you need to do is to overwrite, meaning do it again one more time. Overwrite on what you already have. Make it prominent. Make whatever you want to do consciously, again, an important task you want to do. You force that. This is what human failure is. They never force it. They rather do things routinely. Example. Whenever you want to drive your car to go anywhere, you never even think about it. You just drive. And then on the road, automatically something decides, and you will drive the same way and arrive at your destination. Correct or not?
Yep.
You never use your conscious mind to drive. What happens if you sit down before you drive, spend about 5 minutes looking at the route that you want to go? You decide on the route, not follow the bloody stupid wave. Route. You can put the wave and look at where the traffic is, and then decide on a new route to go. You will probably arrive at the destination better because you're becoming conscious when you're driving. Because you'll go to new road you've never been before, you will not drive unconsciously. You will drive consciously. You will drive better. You will not meet an accident, and so on and so forth. So consciousness requires energy. Where is the energy come from? 20%. It has to take from there. If it takes any more, your kidney will collapse. So it's a balancing act, no? But human as such, would love to do unconsciously. Do the same thing over and over again, the same way, because you do not use energy to look at things with a new glass or a new way. Suppose you see, if you can enhance your vision, meaning you look at the things the way it is, you will realize that what you saw of the same thing yesterday and what you see the same thing today will be different. Correct or not?
Yep.
That is consciousness.
So developing habits requires a very conscious effort.
Yes.
You raise your awareness. This is what I want to do. What am I going to do about it?
Yes.
And you start to write. Writing actually improves your consciousness.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Writing enhances. Then you begin to see things differently. Because, you see, what we see, what I say, I see you. I don't see you actually. What happens is, this light falls on you and then reflects into my eyes. And in the eyes, your image is upside down. You know that, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
So it is my perception of Ikram, you. Correct or not?
Absolutely.
Where am I seeing you?
Inside yourself.
Inside me. Correct or not?
Yes.
I don't see you, but my interpretation of you. This interpretation must be very, very clear. Ikram is not the same today from the last time I met him. It must register that. So then I'm looking at Ikram in a very fresh Ikram. If I go back to look at Ikram, what he was the last time I met you, then I'm looking at my memory, not what I'm seeing you now. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Extremely important for you to understand, okay? I hope people that are listening can understand this, okay? All the time we see something, are we seeing that as the latest of the person or the thing, or what we saw in the past, maybe 1 week ago, 1 month ago? So a lot of time we sit in the past and we don't see it clearly. Because why? This is what is the problem. The problem is not what we see, the interpretation of what we see. That's why they call perception. Meaning it's not real. Clarity gives you that action. Many of us lose the clarity. Like in your case, you want to go back to the good habits, the things that you want to do. Well, simple, Lana. Why don't you take one habit that you think, first of all, I cannot say that you have all good habits or all bad habits. You have certain habits. You must recognize which of these habits is helping you, which one of these is not helping you. Like for instance, you sit down and your habit is to go back in time. Hey, that's not so good, Lana. You must recognize it. I can go there once in a while, Lana, but why you go there so often, Lana? Stop it. Then I look at what I can do. So which means from the energy level low, battery very low, okay, I can leave it to the unconscious one to take care, which is the memory and all that, okay. But I want to do this, think about this in a fresh way. I have to have energy to think about it in a fresh way. How can you do that? You can only do that by first recognizing what is it that you want to see. What is that you want to do or achieve or whatever that is. Okay, some people call it goals. Do whatever it is, Lana. Whatever, call it whatever. Yeah? But that when you do that, now you are creating a different path altogether. Otherwise, you will override on what habits you already have, which is also good.
Okay, that makes sense.
So if you keep doing it, you will get there.
And Venga, so talking about habits, you have developed what I would call a methodical approach to developing and establishing habits, which you've also made the motto of your V Planner.
Yes.
Would you like to explain to us the steps?
Okay. Actually, I did that for my own, because of my educational background and my upbringing and whatever I've been through. I wanted to understand my thought process. So the first thing I started off is writing, meaning writing became a very powerful tool for me. Everything I do, say, I walk, I do, whatever I do, I always write things down. As you know, I even have in my profession, when I used to go and talk to medical doctors and things like that, or even conduct seminar and all that, I even carry my own flip chart. Okay. I also, when I started off, I used to carry a whole lot of, before we have this electronic means of LCD projectors, we had what is known as a flip up light projector. I don't want transparency, you write on transparency. Yes. And people used to think I'm mad, I not only carry that transparency box and the film and use a lot of that, I also carry, screens, I even imported the movable screen, which can be put into my car. I bought a truck to take it with me. And I used to go to any place, put that up, put the thing on. And then I have a radio. I used to carry a radio to have music. I bring a whole lot of things to talk to people. I went through that phase. At that time, Malaysia did not even believe in transparency. I'm one of the first one to start teaching people to use transparency. Then came the LCD projector. Then became every company used to have, or everybody used to have a screen and all that. Okay? Now, this is the part of the writing part. But everything I wanted to do, I wrote that down. Simple. Then I use my V plan and say, okay, today I want to do this. I write out in detail specifically what I want to do. That could be creating a new habit, or doing something different, or doing something that I want to accomplish, like maybe writing a trial. That's the writing part. Number one, never ever forget that whatever you write, as you write, your senses are activated, which is your hand, your eyes, your ear, your nose, your mouth, and your feel. All that is five. Five things activate whatever. Right now I write the word habit, automatically this, immediately everything comes out, take one picture already. It converts it into a picture. We see in picture, and our neurocortex is seeing everything in pictures. When I talk to you, it's coming out in pictures, translating it, boom, go out. It's coming out. Now, that's why the important thing is writing. But the good thing is, this particular language, English language, you can spell it. Habits. But in many languages, such as Chinese and all that, you can't spell. It's a character writing. Okay? So they absorb and remember the character. But in English, you can HABI, habits. But it'll just catch the picture habit. Then it's wondering, what is habit? It'll be there. So we actually cannot explain what is habit. But in simple sense, the way I sit down and talk to you and move my hand, this is a habit. These are things that are, so a lot of habits that we do, we don't. So the only way you can change the habit is to write what is the habit that you're doing, and what is it that you want to do to make it better, or to change. A simple thing, right? And on a daily basis, you write this down, okay? And you set yourself a kind of a measurement, set a goal, and say, hey, today I want to achieve this, or tomorrow I want to change this particular habit. I want to get better at this habit. Okay, and then at the end of the day, to sit down and review. Have you done it? If you have done it, were you successful? If you're not successful, what happened? Why? What happened? So, writing, my formula of success. Write, goal, review. Three simple things. Write what you want to do. Write what you want to change. Set the goal. What specifically you want to achieve today on what you are doing. And then review it and say, hey, have I achieved it? If I've achieved it, am I happy with it? Can I make it better? If not, what happened? You wrote it down, you didn't do it. Why? So everything got a reason. So when you have this rational thinking in that way, your logic becomes better. Otherwise, your logic is screwed up. That's why when you talk to people, they're very illogical. They talk to you and you realize that fella's knowledge, they want to make a quick conclusion and expect you to understand. Stop. Sit back and say, okay, this is not the person I want to talk to, because his logic is his own. It's not a logic for all of us. It's meant for one individual in his capacity, in his thinking, in his camp, in his cage. That's why communication is a very, very big issue, and we take it so simply. Now, communication not in public, communication with your own self. When you communicate with yourself, you can use the same logic. Have I written down what is it I want to change in my habit? Why am I changing it? What do I hope to achieve by changing? All these are writing it down. Correct or not? Yeah. Only when you do that, what, why, how, who, when, okay? And sometimes you might need help from people. See, no matter what you read, okay, remember these three simple things. If you want to change a habit, write specifically what is that habit that you want to change daily. And want to make that a habit which will become permanent. Okay, I don't believe you can make any habit permanent, except walking as an example. Okay, you learned it, but even today at my age, I'm learning how to walk. Because if I walk the same way as I walked when I was 10 years old, I'll fall down and break my leg. Correct or not?
Yes.
So I'm learning. So there's no such thing as you learn a habit and it becomes permanent. That means what, no? You have failed to grow.
That's a very interesting point to make.
You will never grow. That's why inertia comes in. Inertia will move at a constant thing. Because you are not observant, you're not conscious, you will move the same way. But you want to accelerate the inertia to move forward because the world is changing. We are moving forward. It's all rotating, right? So once you become aware, then automatically your inertia, you will use your consciousness to make it even better. That's what you need to do.
So, just to recap, the path to building or establishing good habits is first you must realize what habits are helping you.
Yes.
Those are the habits that you need to develop.
Yes.
Habits. So a habit could be good for me but not good for you if it's
Yes.
not helping you.
Yes,
right?
correct. Absolutely.
So it's very individual.
Yes.
You need to look at your habits and find out what exactly you need to develop that will help you to progress forward.
Yes,
Once-
absolutely.
Once you've determined that, you need to raise your consciousness and awareness.
Yes.
And the path to doing that and establishing habits is to write,
Yeah.
set goal,
Yeah.
and to review every day.
Every day. And the review is a must. Because if you don't review, your brain or your mind, in this particular case, between the intellect, the identity and the memory, they'll say, yeah, I've done it, so what? But the moment you review, then you are overwriting on it. That means it knows what it did, but now you're adding something new to that. It'll absorb. Then you will have lots and lots and lots of record rewritten all over again. That's why you find that some people are extremely, as they get older and older, they are very good at making conclusion or at least giving an opinion. They don't just blabber off, from the mouth, because they have thought about it and they do it properly. So if you want to improve yourself, this is the review. The review will make you think better. The review will make you understand yourself better. The review will make you do the things that you want to do better.
Fantastic. So, Venga, we have 2 more minutes. Do you want to say anything to wrap up what we've just discussed?
Okay, I would say this, Ikram, for you and the rest of the people. In this corona period, coronavirus period, I think all humans, it's a awakening call. No? You cannot behave the way you have behaved up to now. No? We are going into a new area. No? I'm telling you guys, please, while staying safe, I must tell you, you got to look at whatever you're doing and ask yourself, is this really what you want to do? Is this really what you want? Okay, if the answer is no, I want a little better. Okay, what is it that you want better? Write it down. Be very clear. What, why, how, who, when. Use the formula which you already have, which I speak all the time. What, why, when, who, how. Okay, 5 things. Yeah. And then do it. And then review them. Every single day. Just go through it and find out, hey, could I have done this better? Am I happy with what I got? Simple question, Lana. I'm telling you, my dear friend, Ikram is my witness, how he has improved from 2017 till now. You can endorse that.
Yeah, definitely. I endorse the right goal review method. Fantastic. It's one of the best methods I've tried.
Okay. Well, I hope you take this seriously. And once again, Happy Moon Festival. It was wonderful. Okay, the moon came out yesterday and all the rest of it. Okay, guys, I'll say good night to you.
So that wraps up our session tonight. If you have any questions, please post them in the comment section below and we'll try and answer it as fast as possible. Our next personal development for entrepreneurs session is happening on the 4th of November. Again, it's the first Wednesday of every month. So go out, practice what Venga was just telling us today, write goal review, establish good habits, and we'll see you at our next personal development for entrepreneurs session. Good night.